What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Fireside Giants. Quick hitter episode today. We want to discuss Elijah Chapman, undrafted free agent rookie that the New York Giants signed this offseason. Defensive tackle who's been really standing out through 3 weeks, had a breakout performance in week 3 versus the Cleveland Browns, and we want to react to him and discuss the impact that he's made on this Giants defense. Alex, how are you doing today, and how are you feeling about Elijah Chapman through 3 weeks of the season?
Feeling really good about his development. Listen, the guy just walked in to a workout and impressed Patterson, our defensive line coach, and suddenly he's a New York Football Giant, SMU undrafted free agent guy that was overlooked by every single team in football. And listen, right now, if you are the Giants and you're looking for another interior defender next to Dexter Lawrence and Raheem Nunez-Roche, veteran but still, very inconsistent with his performance, Elijah Chapman just exploded onto the scene and said to the Giants, "Hey, bud, I'm here whenever you need me. I'll rush the passer and I'll produce." In week 3 against Cleveland, 4 pressures, a sack, 3 quarterback hurries, and he also had a fumble recovery and a stop in the run game with a tackle. So this is the type of player that's going to put maximum effort into his character, his play style, his determinations. All of it is kind of built into he's a ball of energy. You know what I mean? I likened him to JPP in an episode on Monday in his motor, and he's chasing guys down all over the football field. But I love what I've seen over 18 pass rush snaps, guys. 18 with a 27.8% pass rush win rate against Cleveland. He had 4 pressures. That's incredible. I don't think people understand just how special that is from an undrafted player to step in and suddenly produce at that type of level. He's got the grit, man. He's got the mental capacity to be a really solid NFL contributor, and playing alongside Dexter Lawrence certainly doesn't help or hurt either. What do you think that Dexter Lawrence can teach him, Anthony, in terms of helping him become a true and tried contributor on an NFL roster, a guy that can play alongside Dexy for the next couple seasons? I think that we may have found a gem, a diamond in the rough here, and giving him more playing time, I think, should be a priority for this front office.
I totally agree with you. I think the Giants did find the gem here, and with Chapman, kind of comparing him to Dexter Lawrence, they're very different players. Dexter Lawrence is like a 6'4", 300+ pound player. Chapman's different. He's undersized. He's only 6 feet. He's 278 pounds. But it shows up in his agility and quickness. He's fast. He gets off the line of scrimmage very quickly. He's able to run down running backs like we saw against the Texans in that preseason game. And we saw this most recent game against the Browns. He had a run stop several yards past the line of scrimmage, chasing down a running back. That quickness really makes an impact for Chapman and allows him to play a different brand of football than what Dexter Lawrence brings to the team, because Lawrence is soaking up double teams. He's got 4 hands on him nearly every single play. Sometimes 6 hands are on Dexter Lawrence. He's getting triple teamed on some reps. That's opening up one-on-one opportunities for Chapman, where his agility and quickness as a pass rusher can make more of an impact. So I think there's a really bright future ahead for Chapman. It hasn't necessarily been perfect. I think he does need to improve in his run defending. But as a pass rusher and as a young guy growing on the interior of this Giants defense, there's such great potential here for Elijah Chapman to ascend into a large role with this Giants team. I think he could afford to add some more weight and become a better run defender, improve his anchor against the run. But when you're on passing downs, 3rd and long, 4th and long even, and you need a boost on the interior from your pass rushing department, I think that Chapman is exactly what you look for as a defensive coordinator. You want one of these kind of smaller interior defenders who can just get off the line of scrimmage real quick and create a little mayhem from a pass rushing standpoint. So I think that we can see a very bright future ahead for Chapman, who had 4 pressures and 3 hurries against the Browns in week 3, including a sack and, of course, a fumble recovery. So he's kind of been all over the football in many different ways from the preseason till now, and I'm hoping that this trend continues. And like you said, Alex, I think he deserves more and more playing time as the weeks go by. Right now, he's a rotational guy. He's really getting in there on passing downs, but if he can improve that run defending capability, I think we could see him become a 3-down player. Alex, what are your thoughts on that? Just the idea of him becoming more of a run defender. I think that's probably the one area of his game that he needs to kind of improve upon to become a more regular player.
I mean, he's 6 foot 278, so he's not like a massive human being, but he's a ball of muscle. He did look a lot better in run defense in this game. He hasn't missed a tackle, so I'll tell you what, he played 21 snaps and 18 of them were pass rush snaps. So they have not had him on the football field for run defense primarily. It seems as though they rotate him in when Raheem Nunez-Roche is going to be off the field, so they want more of that pass rush presence. But developing him over time to be a solid run defender I mean, it's beneficial for the Giants for many different reasons, but mostly because he could be a really solid player next to Dexter Lawrence for the next 4, 5, 6, 7 years. Dexter Lawrence obviously in the first year of his new contract. So, looking at this Giants team right now, this defensive front has so much potential. Kayvon Thibodeau obviously needs to do a little bit more, but he's had some really solid moments. Brian Burns has been unbelievable in a lot of different ways. But most of all, Dexter Lawrence has been the kind of peak pinnacle factor, setting the tone here. And then you have those linebackers behind to assist as well. So this Giants defense is stepping in the direction of being a really, really solid unit. The secondary has some improvements to make. Of course, we want to get Andrew Phillips back here and healthy. We could use another CB2, something they'll probably invest in free agency next year. But right now, I'm pretty encouraged about what I'm seeing. And I think that if they can really finish out the season and have a really strong, next 13 weeks here, we're going to be looking at a team that is ready to go into 2025 with a strong point, a really good defense that we can then capitalize on and hopefully piece together an offense that will win us some playoff games in the future.
Man, I hope that we can win some playoff games in the future, but you're right. The Giants have a young nucleus, a few core players that are rising here, whether you want to look at Chapman and some of the guys on the defensive line, or even go into the secondary with some of these young players who are ascending, like Drew Phillips, Deontay Banks, Tyler Nubin, and on the offensive side of the ball, too, we all know Malik Neighbors and the rookies that we have over there and young players are very exciting, but it's just about growing for this team. We kind of knew that this was going to be a little bit of a rebuilding season, but we're getting some takeaways with these young players like Chapman as they continue to develop and grow into larger roles and become foundational building blocks for this Giants team. But good conversation there on Elijah Chapman. We're both really excited about him. What are your thoughts on Elijah Chapman? Let us know down below in the comment section, and make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more New York Giants content on the daily.
Perfect.